All right. I got it to work. All right. We had some technical difficulties just a minute ago. I had a stream all set up and ready to go. And then I clicked the start stream button and it just kept spooling and spooling and spooling. So it wouldn't let me do it no matter how many times I tried. So I had to start the computer over again and come up with the new stream. But here you guys are. So good news is a lot of you guys were waiting around. Hopefully you watched my latest banned video while you were waiting for me to fix the stream issues. I'm going to go ahead and pump that in the chat right now. Make sure you click that. If you haven't seen it already, at the end of this stream, make sure you watched my latest banned video. It is over on BitChute. Again, all my banned videos go on BitChute. There's a bunch of them. And my latest banned video is a doozy. I'm not sure how many of you guys saw my latest video on the Jake the Asshole channel, but it was great. I trolled the BL Lima Lima Ding Dongs and the mainstream media mongers, and I had a lot of fun doing it. And I figured that I was running the risk of getting my video removed for violating guidelines if I put it up. But I did it anyway. And sure enough, it didn't even last 24 hours. I think it was only up maybe 3-4 hours tops. So a lot of you guys did not get to see it. And on BitChute, there's only like 350 views. So I know for a fact, most all of you guys haven't seen it. So again, I'm going to pump it in chat here. So when the stream's over, make sure you go watch it. But there it is, my BitChute channel. Make sure you sub to my BitChute channel. That is where all the banned videos go. All right. And you also want a connection to me just in case they ever wipe me clean from this platform. So make sure to sub to me over on BitChute. That's where my banned videos go. And I also upload content when I'm really pissed off and frustrated, or I just say whatever I want. And there's no filter. All right. So you guys know how this thing works. Let's go ahead and kick this thing off right now with the ceremonial Toskishi of the Bolskishi. I want to see 25 thumbs up to get us started. 25 thumbs up. We're going to ceremoniously kick off this Tokish of the Bolskishi, but I need to see 25 thumbs up. Otherwise, I'm going to shut the computer and go enjoy my day doing something else. So let's see it. Let's see the 20. There it is. Good job. You guys know how to take direction. If you got it, light it up. All right. So, bad news. I can't use the Jake the Asshole channel for about a week. Well, about 6 more days, 5 or 6 more days. And every time you get a video taken down, they slap you on the wrist and they take away your ability to post content. So I won't be able to do anything from the Asshole channel for about a week. But that's the whole reason I have this backup channel. The whole reason I have a backup channel is for these specific times so that I can keep live streaming, even though I have a restriction over on the main channel. So for all you guys who subbed here, this is the whole reason why we do this, is because the main channel gets hit. So we come over here to do the streaming, and I can give you guys the updates. So that's basically what's gone down. Is I uploaded a fantastic video, one of my best videos in a long time, and they took it down within 3 hours or so. So again, make sure you go over to my BitChute channel if you want to watch that video. You'll probably want to wait till the end of this stream if you haven't watched it already. But for those of you who have seen it, what do you think? For those of you, the lucky few hundred, 1,000 who actually saw the video, what did you guys think of the video? Jimmy Askenstrom says, Crypto T says you eat from McDonald's. Is it true? Sometimes I order coffee in the morning because it's $1. And yeah, when I'm on the road running around, I wake up in the morning and it's only $1 for the coffee. Yeah, I get some Mickey D's coffee. And Thomas eats there all the time. So when I hang out with Thomas, every once in a while, it's like I take a bullet for the team. That's kind of how it goes. But I do not recommend that you eat there. And no, I don't really eat there that often. Okay, Sage the Truther says, the new video is dope. Tara G says, most excellent. Zephyrus Collins says, I like the ending best. John Jeff says, I don't know why they took it down. Oh, you don't know why? There's some pretty controversial stuff in that video, bro. Ratso says, I like the activist kid in his stroller. Oh, yeah, the parents pushing around the baby with the muzzle. Don't be ashamed of the clown. Polygon says, it was a great video. Showed how mind-controlled they are. BLM ding-dongs and mainstream media mongers are the same thing. Freddie says, unbelievable. All BLM ding-dongs you recorded are white. Yeah, that one, there was about 4 or 5 black people, actually. So the majority of that group were white people. Like they were virtue signaling liberals. Like that makes them feel really good to like march down the street. But it's funny because for a bunch of people who looked like they lived in the suburbs, like they were middle class, like white people from the suburbs, they had signs that say abolish police, fuck all police, and stuff like that. And so it was like, wow, that's a pretty intense message for a group that would probably call the police in an instant if somebody from the hood was to attack them. So it's funny when somebody it's like abolish all the police, and it's like, yeah, why don't you go to the hood and walk around with your happy virtue signaling ass? And I mean the real hood, like go to East Oakland or go to South Central LA or go to North Las Vegas and walk around with your virtue signaling ass and just see how they treat you. And then if you get in a confrontation, try not to call the police when they are threatening to beat your ass or when they do beat your ass. So it's funny how like all the white people who get behind this message, they typically don't live in the hood. They typically are like, they're typically like middle class to like higher class people who want to look good to black people, and they don't want to get their ass kicked by any means. And so they're like, I want to look good to black people at all times, so I'm going to hold up a sign that says abolish all police. And then I'm going to go back to my $500,000 house up in the hills, far, far away from the hood. Hey, here's the thing. I'm not a big fan of the police, but in a situation where I'm totally outnumbered by bad guys, they are obligated to come help me. And then one time I had some shit stolen, and so I had to call the police because I knew I could get the camera footage. And then I got the camera footage and then found out which direction the guy went. And then I actually went and found my shit he stashed it around the corner. And then we found out what guy it was. And so every once in a while, you kind of need their help. Even if they aren't the greatest people, you can't always rely on yourself to get to the bottom of every single goddamn thing. So they are your servants. So if you use them as your servants effectively, they can help you get to the bottom of the shit. Get to the bottom of something, help you out of a jam sometimes. So I'm not 100% like gung-ho, all police are bad. However, if we didn't have them, I would find a way to get by. So if we did ever abolish them, I would just have to look after myself. However, once in a while, if you find yourself in a shitty situation, like you might need a little help, and you might find yourself needing to dial 911, you know? For instance, have you ever seen the videos of a guy wearing a MAGA hat walking down the street only to be attacked by 5-6 hoodlums, getting kicked in the head repeatedly until he can't get up anymore? Seems to me in that moment, if you were able to get on the phone and dial 911, maybe you'd have a fighting chance of somebody coming to save you. But you go walking down the hood, wearing the wrong thing, saying the wrong thing, you're liable to get your ass kicked. In fact, I don't like going to the hood. And trust me, I go to the hood from time to time. Whenever I go through Sacramento, I end up in these hood areas where people like see that I'm a white, happy-ass guy with a smile on my face, and that makes them mad, and then they want to start shit, especially crackhead hoodlum weirdos. They see a guy like me walking rusty, and they're like, why is that guy so happy? I'm going to give him some shit. So just being happy and having a smile on your face can actually be dangerous if you actually ever go to the hood. And if any of you guys have actually ever been to a hood and have been white and put a smile on your face, it can be kind of fucking scary. In fact, there's certain places I would recommend that you just don't go, especially nighttime, if you are white. So as much as they want to, as much as the minorities want to bitch about the police mistreating them, yeah, when white people go to the hood, it's not like we're treated as royalty, you know? Meanwhile, if you go to the ghetto over in Africa, the black people there are completely different. They're like, oh, yes, hello, sir. You want to come stay inside in my hotel room? We give you a free room, Mr. White Man. You know what I mean? It's a completely different, I don't even know what that was. I just made up some weird African voice that didn't make any sense. But anyway, it's like the hood over in other countries is a completely different ballgame than the hood here, you know? So, anyway, I don't know where I was going with that big ass rant, but yeah, somebody said it sounded Indian. Yeah, it totally did not work. I did not make that point right. So I'm going to say go ahead and watch my latest video on BitChute. It's awesome. Beware of the locusts says the agenda is to get rid of police, is to have military international take over. Bad to worse. It could be. It very well could be. I mean, it would just take a ton of military, and I don't think they have quite enough military support to hold down the fort completely. They would need some better robot help, too. They would need more drones and more robot dogs and stuff. They're not quite there yet. But I could see them slowly getting to that point, and I could see the population totally going along with it if you had the right events lined up beforehand. So again, for those of you just joining us, I made a cool ass video. I trolled the BLM ding dongs and the mainstream media mongers, and it was awesome. I trolled them both at the same time, and I dispersed their little gathering. They had to leave because of me. They basically shut the whole thing down because of me. So that video lasted about 3 hours. YouTube took it down, of course. So it's over on BitChute, and it only has a few hundred views, like 300-400 views. So I know not all of you have seen it. So when you get a chance, go watch it. I've been pumping it in the chat. Yeah, people are saying there's 420 views. Whoa, on 420, there's 420 views? That's so mind-bending. That's how you know that the world was created by a divine creator, and it's not coincidence because of that right there. All right. Marin Molestimix says, do you upload on Odyssey? Yes, but I haven't in a while. I was uploading on Library, but I wasn't getting hardly any traffic over there. I was only getting like 10, 20 views, 30 views or whatever, you know? So I was getting a lot more views on BitChute, and then they switched from Library to Odyssey, And then the last time I went to upload a video from my phone, they won't let me upload from my phone. So I have to set up my laptop and specifically go there. So it's kind of a pain in the ass to like go over there, but I'll try to go upload the video over there as well. But BitChute so far has been good. They've let me get away with everything. There's no money in it, but if you ever want to watch me just like run my mouth, like no filter, no keywords or anything like we do over here, we do the keyword bullshit. Over there, I say every bad word you could pretty much think of. All of them. All of them. I say all the naughtiest of words that would immediately get me booted over here. So I notice I don't even have 1,000 subs over there. So I know a lot of you guys haven't subbed me over there. But if you ever want to see the band stuff, and it goes all the way back years and years back to me breaking down the pow pow pows, the pow pow pows, all those mass pow pow pows, I broke down a bunch of them. And so you can go back and watch all those on BitChute. And I have them up on Odyssey /library as well. But I don't have the latest video up on Odyssey yet. I still need to do that. Like I said, Odyssey's okay. It's like I just never got that much traction when I did upload the videos. Matt Geiger says, what do you think of Vibe of Cosmos? I don't know what that is, dude. Someone asked, where's Rusty? He's in the van. I'm out in front of a Starbucks doing a Wi-Fi stream. The weather's really nice here. So, yeah, he's in the van. Matt Geiger says, map of the Earth on the moon. Yeah, I don't know if I totally buy that, dude. I don't know if I buy the map on the moon thing. It's kind of a far stretch. There's some stuff I've seen that's interesting on some of those people the videos that people propose where the Earth is a reflection on the moon and it's a map up there. There's just simple things that don't add up, like where's the water? Where's the suns? And they don't have any real answers for that. Then you just have to start making shit up. And so unless you're going to go to one of the new pieces of land unless you can prove one of these new pieces of land exists and that the moon is a bigger map reflection of the Earth, unless you can totally prove it yourself, then I don't really like to talk about it too much. I watched some of those videos of people making the grandiose claims about the moon being a map of the Earth, but it doesn't quite make sense to me. Didn't all add up. Yeah, there's a lot of guys out there who have interesting ideas. Everyone got into that Godlamastia guy or whatever. Godlamastia. And he's the one who's talking about the Earth being a reflection on the moon, except there's no water and there's no suns. So he says there's a bunch of craters on the moon and that those are your Earth ponds. And that you live in the crater on the moon. And that the moon is a bigger Earth by like 5,000 times. And so if you go to these other craters, you will find the hidden land. And everyone in the comments like, that's so brilliant. It's the most awesome thing ever. You're a visionary. You're fucking amazing. Wow. And I'm the only one like, where are the suns up there on the moon that should be going around in little circles? Where's all the oceans up there? Oh, there are no little suns and there are no oceans. You just have to draw them up there and put CGI on top of the moon and make them yourself. Why? Because we don't know. Yeah, see, so that guy, there's this guy gaining subs and followers, and he's got this cult-like following, and people are licking his asshole without asking any, like, real questions. They're just like, wow, we live in a crater on the moon, but down here on Earth, but up there. Wow, mind blown. But nobody's been able to, like, actually prove it. You know, like, go to one of the other lands and be like, hey, I made it, I'm here. Told you. Foamfoot 420 has a puppy dog emoji and a kiss dog emoji and a kiss. That's cute. Those are cute emojis. Instead of reading a bunch of words, sometimes I just like to read the emojis. Matt Geiger says, do you think there are more Earth ponds? Here's the problem with the Earth ponds. The sun has been proven to not go in that circle path at certain points of the year, provably with a compass. We've proven that. So, how are you going to have these Earth ponds with circle suns if we're proving that the circle sun here doesn't work on the pizza pie map? Think about that. See the problem? If the circle sun pizza pie map doesn't work here, how the fuck are we going to say that there's a bunch of other circles pizza pies out there? I know it looks cool like in your head, and at one point I thought it was possible that you could get up on the ice wall and travel to the next circular sun pond. However, the circular path doesn't work all year long here. It's been debunked several times. As far as the map goes, it doesn't add up either. And as far as the daylight hours, that doesn't add up either. So the circle map and the pizza pie map doesn't make sense here where we live. So how the hell else are you going to picture it up there on the moon or across the damn ice wall somewhere? That's where you start diving down a rabbit hole of bullshit. Like a bunch of pure conjecture made up out of your ass. And there's still all those mainstream flat earther channels that never changed their tune, still push the circle sun AE map. They got excuses for everything. Excuses for everything. Just like the ballers. Matt says more ponds like more planets. I don't know, man. I don't know how far out there the ocean truly expands, and if there's some extra pieces of land, maybe, and then maybe it starts over, you know, like on a Pac-Man board to go in one side and come out the other. But then you have the problem of North Pole becoming South Pole. How the hell does that work? So if you have a square map and let's say you go to the top and then you pop back out the bottom, but it just seems like you're going around in a circle. So I try to picture it away in my head where like the mechanics are flat, yet you're going to start over again as if you're going in a circle. But how the hell can that be? I don't know. Nevvax says, how are you doing? How is Rusty? Big hugs. Rusty's great. He's in the van napping, and I feed him, you know, steak and sardines and hot dogs, and I've got him off of the shitty dry dog food, so all he gets is like protein and fat pretty much now. So he's doing good. Take him on like 4 walks a day. We go to different parks. Since I travel a lot, he gets to travel and go to different parks. And so cool thing about, you know, having your tracking device is that you can just look for a little tiny park anywhere near you. And so I end up at these cute little parks everywhere I go, walking my dog, and I take really good walks each day. And I go on awesome electric scooter rides. I went on a scooter ride last night from one end of Reno to the other. I'm in Nevada right now. I'm in Reno. So I went from one end of Reno to the other, and it was an awesome scooter ride. And the weather here right now is a beautiful 70 degrees. Like in the shade, I have to put this on because it gets a little chilly. But in the sun, it's perfect. About 70 degrees, perfect. So as far as my life goes, things are good, man. Things are good with me. I don't have any complaints. I haven't had a slave job in 5 years, and I make YouTube videos. I do some advantage gambling, and I invest in crypto, and I am able to just make a living being myself. So in a way, I've achieved an American dream all of my own. And I did it my way. And the dream isn't over yet. Still lots of things to do, lots of things to accomplish. Foamfoot 420 says, I hate my slave job. Here's the thing, Foam. Here's the thing. Here's the thing. Pay really close attention. You are the only one who can change that situation. And if you hate it, and you're using the actual word hate, you need to start doing everything possible, starting now, to change that forever. Even if it means cutting back on certain things in order to, God, what's the word I'm looking for? So you might have to make some adjustments to your life, cut back on certain costs, do whatever you have to do to change your own situation, because you are the one in control of your own life. Nobody can do it for you, and a job will eat your life away. Some of the best things that ever happened to me was being fired from jobs that I hated, because that way I didn't stay there a day longer and continue doing them. There were jobs when I was in my early 20s that I spent a year at. Spent over a year rolling pizza dough. I spent almost a year cleaning fucking toilets as a janitor. I've wiped old people's assholes. I've wiped disabled people's assholes. I've worked behind the counter at a fucking gas station. I've had so many jobs, and guess what? I got fired from every single one of them except for singing and YouTubing. Those jobs were like, keep coming back. And guess what? Those are the two jobs that are fun, where I get to basically make the rules and be in charge. So basically the story is, Foamfoot, you are the one that has to turn it all around. And this goes to everyone else in chat who has a job that you don't like. It's up to you to change it. And you have to do everything in your power. Make a list, set your goals, write your goals, and put it on a piece of paper and like tape it to your door or your fridge or something that you're going to look at. That way it slaps you in the face. Make daily goals, make weekly goals, make monthly goals. Whatever you got to do, you got to go after your goals. You got to put one foot in front of the other. And so I've changed a lot about my life in many, many drastic ways. And it is so drastically different from when I hated my life. Like my life now, completely different. And I have no idea what the next day or next week's going to bring. Each day is a little different from the next. And it can be as boring or as exciting as I want it to be. If I feel like going live and talking to you guys, I do. And then certain days, I just don't, because I'm enjoying my day and I don't feel like messing with a computer or doing nothing. So certain days, I just don't. So whenever I feel like taking a day off, I do. Whenever I feel like working, I do. You can set your life up like this. And this is coming from a guy who dropped out of high school, graduated college, worked at all those terrible jobs that I just mentioned, janitor, wiping people's asshole, gas station, dough roller, fast food, did all those, got fired from all those places, only to have one of my best friends tell me, and this was a very powerful moment in my life, I was broke, and I said to my friend James, he's got as far as my friends go, he's got like the most money and the best advice. And he's willing to give me a piece of his time, which is very important. If you have a friend who has money and they're willing to give you advice and give you a piece of their time, you should fucking listen. So my friend said to me, Jake, and here's the setup. I said, oh, I'm broke lately, man. YouTube's not really paying me that much. I can't rely on it. And so I was thinking about driving some Uber. And my friend James goes, Jake, if you drive Uber, I'm going to slap the shit out of you. Are you fucking stupid? You're going to drive somebody to where they want to be in their life? And he said it to me like this. This is a good friend of mine. I usually don't let people talk to me that way. And he's like, Jake, if you go drive Uber, I'll slap the fucking shit out of you. Are you stupid? You're going to go drive an Uber? It's like, dude, if you go drive Uber, I'm not even going to talk to you anymore. And I was like, bro, I just need some extra cash. He's like, why don't you go fucking sing? I'm like, go sing where? Like the bar gigs? Like, we don't have enough bar gigs for me to make a living. And he goes, no, go sing somewhere else. Go sing like at the nursing homes. And I was like, what do you mean? Like a volunteer? He goes, no, charge him like $100 an hour. I was like, that's a thing? He's like, yeah, go fucking call the nursing homes and tell them that you're the best singer and go sing some old shit and charge them $100 an hour. And I was like, are you serious? That's a thing? He's like, yes. I'm like, how do you know that's a thing? He goes, because I've done magic for them and I've tried to do magic shows for old people and they just can't follow the magic tricks. But Jake, you could sing old people songs from like the 50s and they would fucking pay you. And I said, no way. And he said, if you don't fucking do it, I'm not going to fucking tell you. Like, he basically put it to me like, I'm never going to give you advice again if you don't fucking listen to me. So, needless to say, I practiced some 50s and 60s songs, karaoke style. I cold called. Never did this in my life. Dialed a nursing home in Modesto and just was like, hi, I'm Jake. I do shows. I charge $100 an hour and I do songs from the 50s and 60s. And you know what the first spot said? Oh, are you available next month on the 12th? We had someone cancel. And can you do it for $75? Because that's as much as we pay. And I was like, yeah, I'm available on the 12th. I didn't have a show at all. I had no shows, never did it. And I was like, yes, I'm available on the 12th. So I start cold calling for the rest of the day. And I set up like 3 shows. And I go do the shows. And they're like, they like you. Wow, you're a great performer. Would you like to come back each month and perform? So the first month I did like 4 shows. And the next month I did 10 shows. And the next month I did 20 shows. And then after that, I got to about 30 shows every month. 30 shows every month, singing in nursing homes. And that was my main job. And then I would do YouTube videos on the side and sell shirts on the side. And at that point, I was no longer a slave to the system. I was using my talents to make a living. And I haven't looked back since. And even when the government came and destroyed my line of work, absolutely destroyed my entertainment job and flipped the world upside down, I still got you guys, this YouTube channel. I could still sell a shirt every now and again. And I relied on my other talents to go into a casino, put up my dukes, and scoop their money. Figure out that right now Bitcoin's on a bull run, so you dollar cost average in, jump in on crypto during the dips, and then when it pumps, you pull your profits out. Simple shit to stay out of the slave system. So, to this day, it's been about 5 years since I've woken up to a slave job. And you know what I don't say? I never say anymore. Man, I hate my job. Never say that. Because right now I'm doing my job. And you know what? Sometimes these videos don't make a damn cent. But it's still a job. It's still a job. Like anything else. And so now I learned, whether it's for money or for fun, I only do it if it is fun. Like the other day, Thomas was like, dude, I want you to watch this stock trading course, and I want you to learn how to use this software which shows you how to trade stocks. I'm like, I don't feel like doing that, bro. If it's not fun and I don't feel like doing it, then I just don't do it anymore. I only do stuff I feel like doing now. And you can literally set yourself up to where you can make money doing stuff you feel like doing, and only do it when you feel like it. Doesn't it look like I'm wearing a hat right now? This looks like I'm wearing like a hat. Ching, 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 chong. Lick a dick, lick a ding, ding, dong. Ching, ching, ka, ching, ching, chong. Oh, yes, me wear Chinese hat. Or no, I'm graduating. Like that. All right. Which I did. I graduated from college and I dropped out of high school. It's a funny world. Funny world. All right. There we go. I see the LOLs in chat. See? That's what makes me happy, is making you guys happy. Whenever I make you guys laugh, it makes me feel good inside, the inner performer in me. I have this never dying urge to just perform and sing and make people laugh all the time, whether it's on stage or not, on camera or not. It's pretty much me all the time. Thomas will tell you, I don't turn this off. This is like pretty much it. I mean, I amp it up a lot when I'm on camera, but even when I'm not on camera, pretty much I'm always trying to make people laugh, going for the joke, going for that moment in life where people remember me, that guy, that moment. Some people say happy 420. Happy 420. Happy 420. Andy RB says, my husband is getting surgery and they are making him take a Seaward Test. Yeah, that sucks. Because, you know, their tests have to come up positive in order for the whole thing to work. So in order for the hospital to make their money and in order for the government to have their mind control, they have to have these positive tests, so they set the testing up in a way where they get lots of false positives. All right, we got some people requesting a ceremonial tokishi. All right. Here, we'll go one chair over so I'm not right in front of not token right in front of Starbucks. And hit the thumbs up button. Usually I make you guys hit the thumbs up while I toke, but hit the thumbs. That's like dead. Need to load me another one. All right. I'm going to go grab my drink because I have some serious nasty dry mouth going on. So you guys hold up 1 minute. All right. I'm back. Well, I'm back in the saddle again. I'm back. All right. All right. I reloaded the bolskishi. We take a drinky. All right. I want to see 85 thumbs up. I see 112 watching. Let's get 85 thumbs up. 85 thumbs up. Right now. Do it. I see 78. Otherwise, I'm going to shut this stream down and it'll all be over. All right, we made it. There we go. Oh, and Nevada is a herb friendly state, so everything's all good to go. And they're really cool about letting you camp out of your vehicle here. They don't fuck with you at all. In fact, there's tons of homeless people and people sleeping out of their vehicles, so I blend right in. We got TSN texting me right now. He says, at 420, Doge is going to 420. In your dreams, Thomas. Doge is not going to $4.20, man. Be lucky if it goes to 42 cents, bro. Today is supposed to be Doge Day, of course, the meme cryptocurrency coin with the dog on it. And last I heard, it was not doing so well. Which I warned people that that was the danger of that exact coin. I was like, you better watch out for this coin. It might do something weird. I was like, if you're going to invest, make sure not to invest too much. Let me check it right now, see where we're at. 34 cents, not looking good. All right. Ancient Redwood says Stevia or hybrid. Oh, it's definitely a Stevia, bro. Foamfoot says it's hot down here in Texas. Yeah, it was hot back in Sacramento where I was at. And I looked at my phone and it said Sacramento was going to be 88 degrees yesterday and like 90 degrees today. And I said, no. And so I looked at Reno, and Reno was only like 70 degrees. So it was like an 18 degree difference, 20 degree difference. And so I came over here and been doing a little gambling, rode around on my electric scooter, enjoying the beautiful day. And like I said, life is pure bliss when you set it up correctly. And I never would have guessed 10 years ago that my life would be where it's at today. In fact, if you'd have told me back when I was a janitor, or back when I was wiping people's asses, or back when I was in a fast food place, or any of those jobs, if you'd have told me that I'd be doing what I'm doing now, it'd have blown my brain straight out of my asshole. If you'd have told me and showed me my life now, it would have blown my fucking mind. But you know what? I had to do some shit I didn't want to do. I had to have some jobs I hated in order to build up enough hatred to change my life, to find that motivation, to look myself in the eye in the mirror and say, is this really what you want to do with your life? Is this really all you're capable of? And it also helps if you eat a little bit of psychedelics. At least it did for me. The more psychedelics I ate, the more I believed in myself, and I had motivation, and I could see through the bullshit and realize who I am and what I was meant to be. And it might sound narcissistic, but I took a bunch of psychedelic trips, which basically led me out of slavery and into a life of doing whatever I want, whenever I want, at all times, pretty much. I mean, every once in a while I have to like go do laundry and like fold my clothes, and I'm like, I don't like doing this, but I'm not going to pay anyone else to do it for me. I can't make the internet do it. So I still have to do stuff I don't like to do, but it's on a very minuscule level. And then I have to fold my shirt. That's about the worst of it. When I had to like fold my shirt the other day and separate a bunch of socks and stuff, and I was like, why isn't there a machine that does this for me? Yokohana Mike says, yo, Jake, sounds like a cool journey you were on. Yes, it is. It is a one-of-a-kind journey. Only thing missing is a hot chick right here. It's the only thing missing. The sad thing is about this journey is you realize there's very few people who can walk alongside you. Very few. Most people are tethered to their slave job and tethered to their life in a way where they could never actually want, which does make them an actual slave to the system. Lee says you can get any chick. Au contraire. Some women are all about like housing and how much money do you have right now in this instant that I can see. And the minute they see a guy like living out of a van, that's pretty tough. And then also my opinions. Most regular normies, the minute I open my mouth and have an opinion contrary to what they believe and say anything real or controversial, you know, like the stuff I say here on this channel, no chance. They walk away from me like the girl in my banned video. That's how fast they walk away. In fact, I'm posting it again. For those of you who are new to this stream, I have a banned video from the Jake the Asshole channel on BitChute. Jake the Asshole channel is down for a week, which is why we have this backup channel to begin with. So they took the channel, the video down. The channel is now restricted over there for a week. So if you want to see the video, and a lot of you haven't watched it yet, go to BitChute and watch the latest video. Make sure to subscribe over there on my BitChute channel to see all of my banned content. And if you go back and scroll back in time, you'll see I have made some really killer videos that got banned for a reason. Dr. E. Vale says, love your BitChute channel, man. Yeah, and there's not even like 1,000 subs over there yet, so I know a lot of you guys are just like, yeah, I'll go check that out, then you don't do it. So a lot of you guys are just, you know, only keeping track of me on YouTube, and if they ever cut the cord and completely flush me out of every one of my channels over here, you're going to want to at least have a connection to me on some other site. I'm on Facebook. That's the only social media platform that I still post on. And even then, they boot me off every couple months. So I have the video up on Facebook. And and here's another thing I wanted to say. And I'm going to post a bunch of times in chat so you guys can't miss it. Here's the video on BitChute in the chat. If you want to rip the video down and repost it here on YouTube on your own channel, feel free to do that. You have my permission to re-upload the video on any platform, any of them, and name it whatever you want. Just try to name it something catchy. And then my warning is that they'll probably give you a strike. So if you don't care about your channel, or if you have 0 strikes and you don't mind getting 1, so you can repost this to YouTube, but chances are they're going to rip it down. So I don't know. Maybe you can come up with a clever title, and maybe it'll stay up here on YouTube if you come up with the right title. But if any of you guys in chat want to rip the video from BitChute and repost it here on YouTube, feel free to do that. You 100% have my permission. I'm just warning you that you probably will get a strike for it. So if that doesn't bother you, if you have a channel you don't care about, or you have 0 strikes and you don't mind getting 1, then by all means, go repost it. Sage the Truther says, do you have Twitter? I made one a long time ago and never used it. So no, I don't. I don't have like a big, huge social media following, and I don't like to have to spend too much time like looking at my phone, and it's starting to strain my eyes to constantly look at it. because it's like Facebook, YouTube, crypto. So I'm constantly reading like little tiny words on my phone, and I'm noticing it's starting to strain my eyes. So I need to have some time away from my phone, and I can't get too overwhelmed with all these different platforms, even though I know I should. So it's kind of to my own detriment that I'm not on all the different platforms. I'm not even on like Instagram or Twitter. I'm on Facebook, and even that is bothersome. They kick me off and ban me every other month, it seems. And when they do ban me, they ban me for a month at a time, and they allow anyone to say anything to me. And if I say like, "You're ugly," they'll be like, "You've been kicked off for 30 days for violating our bullying policy." So like somebody can show up and just call me anything they want, use any stream of obscenities or vulgarity. They can say whatever they want, but if I say your profile picture's ugly, they'll be like immediate 30-day ban. So I'm not really pleased with all these different platforms and the amount of censorship. So anything that makes me want to rip my hair out, I just rather cut it out of my life at this point. Nathan Gutaramas says Jake drives Uber. No, I don't have a proper car. They won't let you drive Uber with an old, creepy white van. It just won't happen with a rusty dog inside. Yokohama Mike says Stallone do that shit. All right, if you want me to do a Stallone impression, I'm gonna need to see some super chat love, because we've been live for an hour, over 100 people watching, and not one single super chat. So if you're gonna ask me to be your monkey and perform for you and do a voice, you're gonna need to throw down, bro. You're gonna need to throw down some sort of donation. Foamfoot says 4 minutes till 4:20. Oh, looks like we're gonna have to do another ceremonial toke. All right. Lee came in with $5 euros. Ooh, got some euros to add to my portfolio. All right. So, if you want to do a Stallone, you kind of have to act like you're about to puke, like. Hello. I started drinking tea because it's better for you than coffee, you know. So there's like freshly brewed tea, and then I mix some cream in there, you know. Oh, hold on. It says I have a low battery. Let me grab my portable battery charger before my stream shuts down. 1 minute. That would suck if it shut down. I'm having fun. There we go. Got it plugged in. Hey, yo. Let me knock. Here's a Stallone joke. Knock. Guys in chat, you know what to do. Hey, yo, knock. Chat. Thank you. Tuna fish. And then you say, tuna fish. And you say, you can tune a piano, but you cannot tune a fish. Ta-da! It's Rocky 5, y'all. It's a Rocky 5 moment. Yeah. You can tune a piano, but you cannot tune a fish. Hey, yo, Apollo. I thought you said we was gonna fight again, and then you want to fight the Russian, you know. Hey, yo, Apollo, you know, before he died, he told me, hey, Rocky, let me tell you what. When you're down on the ground and you're looking like you're about to die, you need to get up, you son of a bitch, because Mickey loves you. That's what he told me just before he died. You know, I was looking at him and I was like, Mick, you know, what do I do when I'm down for the count, you know, and I can't get up and counting to 10 is like 7, 8, 9. What you need to do, you son of a bitch, is remember that Mickey loves you. And get up, you son of a bitch. And so that's what I do, you know. I stand up and I get up because Mickey loves me, you know. All right. Ta-da. Scott says there's Sylvester. He was in there. Yeah. I didn't say it was going to be the best Stallone impression ever. Stallone and Arnold are like two of the most like overdone impressions. It's like it's easy and it's hard. It's the strangest thing because like to do Stallone, all you got to do is be like, hey, yo, how's it going? But I have to say like an entire paragraph, that's when it gets hard. But to do like, or same with Arnold Schwarzenegger, anyone can be like, hi, I want to pump you up. I have to talk like this. I don't know why when I tell you something, I have to say I tell you something. So please let me tell you something. And if I tell you something, then you have to come here to California Nation. And then I become so anyone can make that noise and do the impersonation. But to like really dial it in, like that's where the skill comes in. So it's like it's easy and it's hard at the same time. So if you want to work on your Arnold, you have to start with the easy stuff, like get down. That's your number. You have to start with get down. You start with that. Then the next one you say California. If you can say California, then you're on your way to a full-on Arnold impersonation career. Just like myself and Dana Carvey and every other damn comedian who's ever done that ever. And someone says now Macho Man. Oh yeah, it was supposed to be Doge Day today, brother. But it didn't happen. The Doge just kept on declining. And I bought a bunch of Slim Jims for the occasion. And I had a bunch of Slim Jims sitting on ice. And the Doge coin just kept on going down, brother. I was going to drop my elbow from the top rope when it hit $1. And I was going to land in a bucket of champagne and Slim Jims. And I was going to step into it. Oh, yeah. But the Doge coin just kept on plummeting. Ooh, yeah. There you go. Dr. E. Vale says, get to the chopper. Or excuse me, get to the chopper. Chopper. Right now. You need to do this for me right now. Sadly, I'm not the first guy to ever do Arnold and Stallone in the same take. It's been done Been done. See, they have those iconic voices. So I had to add them to my repertoire. I add all these iconic voices and characters into my repertoire forever. For the glory of Christ, says Dude, I'm rolling. Hell yeah. That's right. It's because I got the power of Christ inside my veins, bro. That's why I'm the funniest motherfucker in the world. It's because by the power of Christ, he allows me to say and do things that no other comedian has ever done, man. Like, duh. Some people don't like when I say that, but I do. Oh shit, we missed the 420. Oh well, better late than never. We're 4 minutes past 420, so we're going to do one more toke. Slam the thumbs if you haven't already. All right. Oh yeah, before I go, I also want to leave you guys a link to my crypto channel. Me and Thomas Scott News, we run a tiny crypto channel, and we just talk about crypto and crypto news, and we're honest about the market, and it's one of my things that I like to talk about here on YouTube. So let me go ahead and grab that link. We're called the Crypto Duo. We're trying to get to 420 subs today on 420. And right now we have 374. So I think we can do it, yo. So it's just a small channel. Not everyone's into crypto. If you're not into crypto, don't worry about it. But if you're into crypto and you want to hear me and Thomas talk about crypto, we make videos like every day. And we give away free NFTs. Boom. There it is. There's the channel. Crypto Duo. Put it in there again so you guys don't miss it. So yes, it's me and Thomas Scott, and we talk about cryptocurrency. And some people out there have gotten into it and are digging it so far. And yeah, we talk about lots of different cryptos, and we give away internet digital collectibles. Well, Thomas gives them away. So Thomas buys lots of internet NFT collectibles, and then he gives them away. In fact, Foamfoot420 in the chat, she shows up and she wins NFTs almost every week. So I think she's got several different digital Garbage Pail Kids and Godzilla cards and Dead Mal cards. She has tons of different collectible NFTs that she won just by watching our channel. And so we have a smaller audience over there, but we have a lot of fun. And so if you're into cryptocurrency or if you want to learn more about it, we do live streams and videos like every day over there. So give that a sub. We're trying to get to 420 subs today. Some people are not into crypto, and that's okay. If you like holding on to your paper dollar bills, then by all means, hold on to those. Okay. So before I get off here, any questions or anything else that you guys want to talk about? We've been on here for an hour. I pretty much gave you guys the rundown about my BitChute channel and about my crypto channel. So Foamfoot420 says, I love my NFT Garbage Pail Kids. Yeah, for those of you who haven't heard yet, all the collectibles now are being digitalized. So instead of buying baseball cards in physical form, you're going to now buy them in digital form. And then you hold on to your cards in digital form in a digital wallet. So you don't have to physically carry your cards around, or you don't have to keep them safe. So it's kind of a good thing and a bad thing. But basically, all collectibles are being digitalized. So if you remember classic Garbage Pail Kids from the 80s, 90s, they have now been brought back to life as digital collectibles, and you can buy them through a crypto company called Wax. Wax has teamed up with Topps, and they are releasing Major League Baseball cards today. They sold out in an instant. So basically, collectibles online are all the rage, and there could be some big money to be made. Not totally sure. It's not my area of expertise. However, it's looking like the collectibles market is exploding, and there could be some big money to be made there if you buy, for instance, a first series Topps baseball card pack, the first one they ever made, which just came out today. So anyway, Thomas likes to go buy all that stuff, and then he gives away cards. Like, he opens up the packs and then he gives them away as prizes through our channel. So that's a lot of fun. Rumford Chimpenstein says, just saw the band video. Yeah, I figured some of you guys might have two screens going. You might have the live stream and my band video going. Yes, the band video is quite amusing. Even I like it. It's one of those where I would watch myself over and over again. Foamfoot420 says, will you be coming to Texas anytime soon? I probably need to come and do a trip, because I am getting kind of bored just doing the same old thing over here. So I do need to do a trip. I can't figure out exactly what dates I want to hammer down and what route I want to take. But if your pretty face is willing to hang out with me, I might just have to come to Texas. And I have a lot of other friends in Texas too, so might just work out. The thing is, right now, gas is super high, and the van guzzles gas, so that's one of my only drawbacks. Is like, I know it'll just be like expensive on gas to like go coast to coast, but sometimes you just got to bite the bullet. And if I do a stream like almost every night, maybe I can make back that gas money with some stream donations and stuff, and selling a shirt or two. I don't know. So yeah, hopefully I can do that. Last time I did the coast to coast tour was pretty successful and fun, so I wouldn't mind getting back out there. David Sanderson says, I love how that stupid mask hole cult member gave you the Baphomet sign. Here's her sign. Jacob Nuzum says, I got some promo Street Fighter cards I can donate for giveaways. Cool, man. Yeah, we give away our Wax address in the chat. If you sign up on Wax, where we get our NFTs and we give away our NFTs, you get this little Wax address. And once you send that to somebody and they know your Wax address, then they can send you your digital collectibles. So, yeah, I have a couple in my wallet. Foamfoot has won several, and so our crypto channel is really cool. So one more time, Crypto Duo is the name. And we talk about all sorts of different cryptocurrencies and crypto news, and we make it fun. Boom. One more time in chat. All right. And in the video on BitChute, just in case any of you guys are stragglers, I'm going to post the link for the video on BitChute, my band video. Oop. Boom. All right. All right. So, anything else you guys want to talk about in chat? Those were pretty much the main issues I wanted to bring up. Is that we're going to be over here for about a week. The asshole channel's down for a week. So here we are on the backup channel. Foamfoot says, when you come to Texas, I want to do a live stream with you. Well, you haven't emailed me yet. You have to email me and send me your number, and then we'll chat, and I'll get we'll set something up. Because right now you're just a profile pic in the chat, so I haven't verified if you're even a real girl. So you have to like get a hold. You have to email me your number, and then we have to talk on the phone, and I have to verify you and make sure you're not like some stalker or a scammer or a murderer. And once I have verified that you are legit, then a Texas trip can much more easily be planned. How's that sound? In fact, it might motivate me that much more if you got on that sooner than later. Chop, chop, sweetie. All right. No, I don't think she's a robot, but I gotta find out sooner or later, don't I? Angels and Demons 714 says, "What? You'll only meet women? I'm hurt." Oh, no. The majority of my subscriber base is men. It's like 85% men, maybe 90% men. So anytime I've done a subscriber meetup or a flat earth gathering, as they used to be called, it would mostly draw men and then maybe a handful of women. So I've met several men, and as a YouTuber, I've actually went out there and shook hands with hundreds of different subscribers of mine. Which is more than you can say about plenty of YouTubers. There's lots of big name YouTubers who just stream from their house and you never actually meet them, really. And so I went coast to coast in 2017, and I did flat earth gatherings, and I met several people, mostly men, but there were definitely some women in the mix. Some good women, by the way, I must say. Some who actually are mods here. They might not be in the chat right now, but there's several great people that I met. Mama Foosh Kender says Rusty needs a mom. He wouldn't be opposed to that. Rusty likes most people. Lee Anti-NWO says, tell us more about men. All right, man. Let me tell you all about men, bro. Foamfoot says, Jake, just wait, Jake, and I do a live stream one day. Y'all see that it's me in the profile pic. Mark this day down, 420. Well, that's all fine and good, but you need to get a hold of me in my email. Do you still have it that I sent to you? My email? You need to send me your number, and then I'll text you, and then we can talk on the phone, maybe video chat even, and we'll see what's up. How's that sound? Jared Gindelsberger says, your trip helped to inspire me, and I spent 2 years living on the road out of my van. So thank you. I never met you. We're traveling, by the way. Okay, I get what you're saying. So my videos and my van life stuff, it inspired you, and you lived out of your van and been on the road for 2 years. Cool. Awesome. We had a donation come in. Doe says, stay free, Jake. Thank you for the donation, Doe. I appreciate that. And I will. I shall stay free, because that is the life for me. In fact, I've lived this way too long. There's no going back. No going back. And right now I see now hiring signs everywhere. Have you guys noticed there's now hiring signs in every single window? You won't find me going in there filling out an application. And if I did, it'd be hilarious because I don't have anything to put down besides like YouTube and singing gigs. Let's see. Harmon Walker says, I was going through your file where I have saved videos of yours, one from 3 years ago, ringing so true today on how wrong the AE repping the sun very wrongly. You were so ahead of the time, or I think this is what you're about to say. No, there were other people who pointed it out. I wasn't the first one. There were other people who pointed it out. I just noticed the backlash was huge whenever anyone did point out any inconsistencies with that map. There was like flat earth mania, and people were like in love with flat earth and the idea of it. And they were like, yes, this is like proof that Jesus created the earth and just the circle map, and it's in the Bible, and it's the most true, awesome thing in the world. Dubé told me so. And so everyone was just so overwhelmed with it, where if you even said one little tiny thing like, hey, wait a minute, the sun doesn't shrink down into a little dot. Are you sure it's just getting farther and farther away from you? It kind of looks like it's getting big and going down into the ground. And they'd be like, you're a fucking shill. You're a fucking shill, and you're an agent, and I'm going to make a video about you right now. You told everybody that the sun goes down, and it's a ball, and you're an agent, and you're a shill, and fuck you, and you're going to hell, and you fucking, I hate you. And that's what happened. If you just pointed out and just said, you know what, the sun kind of does look like it's going down. It doesn't just look like it's going away from you. In fact, look, I can watch a guy walk away from me and he'll get tinier and tinier. I can watch anything go away from me, but the sun doesn't get tinier and tinier. It gets big and goes into the ground. And so that's when they started calling you a shill if you even say anything like, well, it kind of looks like it's going down. It's like automatic, you just lost 10,000 subs. Like the Jake the Asshole channel, if I would have kept it as Flat Earth Asshole, and I would have just stuck to that AE map like a total shill, I'd be at 100,000 subs right now. I'd be like the biggest flat earth channel that there is. I would be the top dog right now if I'd have just stuck with that AE map and stuck with the name Flat Earth Asshole. And if I went to the conferences. If I went to the conferences, as they invited me to all of them. They even wanted me to perform at one of them. So if I'd have went to all those conferences, kept that name, stuck to that map, I'd have like over 100,000 subs easily over there. And I'd be like Captain fucking Flat Earth. However, I'd be repping a map that doesn't quite work and has been proven wrong in a lot of ways. And I wouldn't be honest with myself. And the honest thing is, I don't know where the hell I live or what this place really is. And that's the honest truth. And so to be the only one to tell the honest truth out of that bunch and see all of them still doing the same shit, basically, still milking that same tit, I could have did that if I wanted to. If I really wanted to, I could have did that. If it was all about money and all about subs and all about views, I'd have took the ODD path. I'd have took the ODD path and just made nothing but super well edited videos and never ever go live and speak my true heart to my audience. No. Show up to the Flat Earth conferences and chill out. Yeah. I could have took that route. I could have took the Dubé route. I could have took the Jaron route. I could have took the Mark Sargent route. I could have scooped all those routes together and took all those routes and been the top Flat Earth channel. Easily. The main reason that Jake the Asshole channel, like, it's like frozen and it doesn't really go up or down anymore. It just kind of stays about frozen, is because I changed the name and I took the channel in a different direction, and it didn't do 100% everything about Flat Earth, 100% to please the crowd. And because of that, I lost a fuck ton of subs. A fuck ton. Oh well. So you have to say, did I do all that, because I was an agent and I was trying to take down the map? Or did I do all that because I'm a real dude and I saw that there were things wrong with it and I had to stay true to myself? Meanwhile, you go look at all those other guys, they're still waving around that circle map. Still waving it around. As if they took a boat around the perimeter of the entire ice wall. Have any of those guys ever got in their boat and took a trip around the entire perimeter and live streamed from Antarctica on top of the ice wall? Any of those guys ever? Yeah. Seems to me they're all just talking heads, man. At least I'm willing to admit to you, like, I don't know if I'll ever be able to leave the United States, man. They already have me on a government watch list. Like, I already know for a fact that I come up on a government watch list. I don't even know if I'll ever be able to go really where I want to go and do what I want to do anymore. And at any point, they can come up with the next strain of boogeyman disease and completely restrict travel at any moment, anywhere. I'd hate to find myself stuck in a country where I didn't live during a moment like that, too. Kratos 420 Gaming says, I'll never forget that stream you did in your old car. You're speaking truth, bro. That's what I've always tried to do, man. I've tried to bring the truth in such a hardcore way and look at the lens as if I'm looking at another human being in the eyes. And a lot of the other channels, they don't look at you like this. They don't do streams like this. You know why? Because it's too personal. They can't put their full reputation on the line and look at you like this and talk to you like this. There's a lot of guys who hide. They don't go on camera. They're just a voice. There's some guys you don't even know their name. You don't know what they look like. They're just a voice. Just a voice. And they'll tell you, oh yeah, Jake's narcissistic. All he wants to do is be a movie star. It's like, you're a faceless, nameless voice who's too cowardly to fire up your camera and look it into the lens and be yourself. So a lot of people out there, for instance, a guy like Russian Vids. Is your name Russian Vids? Where's your face? His face is the They Live profile, and his name is Russian Videos. First name Russian, last name Videos. And he's went on multiple times with Patty and Mark Sargent, like the two biggest shills ever. So he's went on live streams and hung out with Patty and Mark. And he'll say that I'm a narcissistic shill. All I'm trying to do is be a movie star. Meanwhile, his name is Russian and his last name is Videos. And he hangs out with Patty and Mark. So go figure. Go figure. Big Water says the square is Earth, period. Hey, Earth could be like a square or rectangle shape, and then you have to have like your Pac-Man start over kind of thing. But the dilemma there is, then does the South Pole become the North Pole? That I can't figure out. And since I've never been to either location, it's all shrouded in mystery. So it's pretty much like I stand here in this spot, and I can drive around in my van, and I can get on a plane and go to some other places and drive around. But as far as like getting in a boat and going to the ice wall and figuring it out, I can't do that. I just don't have that kind of money, or any way to get a huge enough boat and a team to do that. So I always feel like I'm helpless as far as figuring it out. Like I can ask you guys to like donate to a GoFundMe for me to go on a trip to Antarctica, but like what happens if like all they'll do is just let me get on a boat and then go look at a piece of ice and then turn around and come back? Is that enough? No, it's not enough. So unless I can go freely exploring on my own yacht, I'll never be able to really know where the hell I'm at, which will always bother me. And even if I did have a yacht, I've never owned a yacht or went freely exploring. And I don't know if I'd even want to go to a scary, frigid, dangerous ice wall. If I had a yacht, I might just want to take it to some tropical area where it's nice and just be like, well, fuck you guys. I'm just going to have fun on my yacht in the tropical Bahama area or whatever. I don't know. So the whole thing about not knowing and knowing that you'll probably never know is a hard thing to live with. And I live with that, and I'm honest about it. I'm honest with you guys that I'll probably never know how this place works or where I stand, how much land there is. How far does the sky go upward? Is there a physical enclosure? Are there other alien life forms, interdimensional, that can visit? Have other interdimensional life forms already taken over humans? Can't prove a lot of stuff that I want to prove. And that's the trouble about being a truther and running this channel and being honest with yourself, is that you know that you're just not going to be able to get to the bottom of these big questions as much as you'd like to. And I don't have it in me to shoot you a bunch of bullshit and be like, oh, we live on a map on the moon for sure, man. Oh yeah. So I'm not going to shoot you a bunch of bullshit and take you down never land rabbit holes that lead to nowhere. If anything, I'm going to point at the rabbit hole that leads to nowhere and be like, don't jump down that. That's a rabbit hole that goes to nowhere. And because I'm honest to a fault, this channel will always get a backlash from the other truther channels because I'm honest to a fault, even when it comes to calling out the other truther channels. Yokohama Mike says, I figure you're the real deal, bro. Well, not only do I try to be, I feel like it just naturally happens. Like I naturally am the real deal. And so when you go watch my band video, you should get the essence that like I'm the real deal, intense truther, destroying the BLM ding dong and mainstream media gathering. Their little like choreographed little horse shit. I spotted it and I destroyed it. And then I posted it within like hours of it happening. I had the video edited, ready to go. Bam, got it to you. It's removed. So just go watch that. And I've said this many, many times. If you go watch my street activism and then you go look at somebody, for instance, these top flat earther channels, and you go look at their street activism, it's not even close, dude. They're not even in the same ballpark, dude. So yeah, go look at the times where I've went out in public and put it out there on the line. I always deliver. It's never disappointing. In fact, whenever you see me in a video where something's going down in public, you know you're going to get something entertaining. If anything, these are the most boring videos where I just chit chat with you guys. But these are also the most personal videos because I'm talking to you directly in audience. And you get this mix of content. Where else do you get this mix of content? Truly. Mama Foosh Kender says Mars, ha ha ha. wake up, their own science proves it wrong. Yeah, the funny thing about living on Mars, and I brought this up in another stream, is that if anything goes wrong inside of your bubble, because it would have to be a bubble that you're in, right? So you have to have this bubble, and if anything goes wrong, such as like, oh, I don't know, the air system fails, you know, you're gonna have the problem of if anything goes wrong, everybody dies. The whole Mars colony pretty much collapses and dies if anything goes wrong. And how are you supposed to get up there and rescue any of them if anything does go wrong? So it's like, to be so far away from your resources, to live in a bubble and have anything go wrong inside that bubble is like the most gigantic catastrophe and the hugest risk. So whenever I hear somebody be like, oh, it would be so cool to go live on Mars and cultivate Mars, it's like, no, it wouldn't. That'd be the most nerve-wracking existence ever. You really want to wake up every day knowing that the oxygen system could fail in any room that you're in or any part of the bubble, and you're just going to fall over and die? You and all the crew members that you're on there with, all your family who you might be living on Mars with. So to think that the catastrophe failure to where you're not going to be able to breathe anymore if anything goes wrong inside your bubble, just the thought of that each day is not worth living on Mars. See, here on Earth, you know that, like, even though you're breathing in contaminated oxygen that's contaminated with pollution and whatnot, you're not just going to like immediately have zero oxygen in front of you and fall over dead. So right now, I'd have to say I'm going to continue. I'd continue living here instead of on Mars, just due to that one thing. So when you just start counting up all the things that could possibly kill you and go wrong while living on Mars, it's inconceivable, really. Like, you're going to have a hospital and a fire department set up on Mars. But what happens just if the oxygen system doesn't quite work? Then everyone dies anyway. So then what are you going to do? Have people from here on Earth get on a rocket to go up there and try and rescue them? Like, too late, they're all dead. So everything about it doesn't make sense. And then when you add in the fact that, like, we haven't been back to the moon, which we never did go. But if you go by what mainstream science says, we haven't been back to the moon since, what, 1972? So if we can't even, and they say that they can't go back because they lost and destroyed the technology to go back to the moon. So if they admittedly can't go back to the moon, how in the flying fuck are we ever going to build a bubble and live inside of it on Mars? And that's if you believe their story. Sometimes to get through to people, I have to really break down what the mainstream science, mainstream media actually says. They say that we walked men on the moon from 1969 to like 1972, I think. And then we stopped going because we ran out of funding. And then after that, we lost all the technology to get back there and destroyed all the original footage and lost all of it on accident and stuff. So all the telemetry data and all the original shit is gone. So it's a painful process to build it back up again. And that's not me paraphrasing. It's a painful process to build it back up again is an actual verbatim quote from NASA astronaut Don Pettit, who is the most special astronaut of all times. If you go back and listen to any Don Pettit interview or watch any Don Pettit video, Don Petit, Don Pettit, whatever his name is. So, if you believe their story and you actually think living on Mars sounds doable, you have to ask yourself, like, so if they don't have the technology to go back to the moon, they lost and destroyed that technology, what sort of technology is going to put us even farther on Mars and living there? It's like, shouldn't they at least go back to the moon first before they try pulling this live on Mars shit? Or are people just that dumb? It's like, which one's closer according to mainstream science? Moon or Mars? Moon, right? So if Moon is so much closer and easier to get to, and we've already landed people on it before, wouldn't you think we should go back and try building a base on the Moon and a bubble on the Moon as practice before we go to Mars? So to me, the fact that they can't go back to the Moon and build a bubble, a base on the Moon, then they're talking out of their asshole. Even if you believe in their science, they have to be talking about it out of their asshole about going to Mars because it's so much astronomically further away. And that's if you believe the bullshit. So ask anyone who believes we're going to land on Mars and ask them why there's no moon base, why the hell anyone would ever want to live on Mars to begin with, where the weather is uninhabitable. You'd have to live inside of a bubble. So the Moon is uninhabitable. You'd have to live inside of a bubble. Mars is uninhabitable. They say that there was water on Mars. And even though I don't believe any of that bullshit, let's just say if I did believe there was water on Mars, there's not anymore. So even according to the bullshit science, there's still not any water there, and there's no trees. There's no oxygen. So why in the fuck would you ever want to live there when those are like the key elements? Is like water and trees and oxygen. That's like kind of the thing humans need. And so if there's none of those things there, I wouldn't want to go there even if it did exist. Let's say I was wrong about Mars, because my opinion is Mars is a twinkly red dot in the sky. There is no Mars that you can go land on. And I've made this clear before. You guys know my stance. Planets are the twinkly dots. They're wandering stars. Stars and planets are twinkly dots. You can't go land on them. You might not even be able to physically get close enough to them. It might not even be there when you get there. So there's no proof that you can actually stick your feet upon any of those twinkling dots up there, that they're actual physical worlds. And that includes the Moon. So that's my thought, is that you can't actually go to Mars. It's just a twinkling dot. However, let's say I'm wrong and it is this desert world and NASA's right and they are planning on going there. There's no more water there, man. And there's no more trees, bro. So why would I even ever want to go there, even if you did build a bubble? Even if your bubble was really safe, I still wouldn't want to go there because there's no water and there's no trees. And so if you would have to try to put that shit inside of a bubble, all your water and all your trees and all your whole ecosystem would have to exist inside of a bubble. Get fucking real, man. You guys haven't been back to the Moon since 1970, whatever, and then you lost and destroyed all the machines and data, so I just don't ever trust you. Even if I was to go by your words and listen to what you have to say, I still can't trust you to ever actually go to Mars and build any of that shit. I think before that happens, y'all will have poisoned me to death. And I'm not talking to you guys, I'm talking to the bad guys. It's like I had a moment there where I started talking to the government directly. It's weird. So that's the funny thing there, is like whether you choose to believe their science or not, it's bullshit both ways. If you don't believe that they can land on Mars, then you know it's bullshit because you've already looked into it and found that the moon landing was fake and that, yeah, Mars is just a twinkly dot and it doesn't even have any desert features such as the CGI that they show you. However, if you believe in that you can land on Mars, you still have to admit that there's no fucking running water there right now, and there's no oxygen, and the extreme cold means you can't just like willy-nilly just go walking around on Mars. So the fact that you just can't willy-nilly walk around without a spacesuit or being inside of a bubble, and everything would have to exist inside that bubble and never go wrong. Pretty much never go wrong. Otherwise, it's a complete catastrophe. If you think all that's possible, by all means, sign up on the list to go live there. Sounds like a wonderful place for you to go live. I think I'm just going to chill here, though. Even if it does kind of suck and they're ruining this place. Since it's not a spinning ball and it's not a planet, I don't look at global warming or climate change or pollution in the same way. So now I still look at the Earth as just this magical, beautiful place that can rejuvenate itself and clean itself. And it's almost like it's indestructible. It'll always just rejuvenate itself and come back. Like, who knows? Maybe at the North Pole, all the oceans go into this giant hole and go underground and cleanse themselves and shit like that. So maybe there's a way that the Earth and the oceans all cleanse themselves, and no matter how much bullshit we do to it, the Earth just keeps on rocking and rolling. I mean, as much as we've messed this place up, there's still tons of beautiful places to go hang out and have just the most awesome life. So I can't see why I would ever want to go live on Mars or the moon, even if you could go live there. It just doesn't make any sense. Like, did you guys watch my Santa Cruz video? Like, Santa Cruz is like paradise, man. The people there suck, but Santa Cruz itself is paradise. Why the hell would I want to go live on the moon or Mars? It doesn't make any sense. Hey, let's go inhabit places that are uninhabitable, where if anything goes wrong, everyone dies and it's a complete catastrophe. And of course, you know, all you have to do is look at how we're best pals up on the International Space Station. I've brought this up several times. On the International Space Station, you have American astronauts and Russian astronauts and Chinese astronauts 69ing each other all day. They're up there circle jerking it and sucking each other all day, every day up there. They're best friends. They're scientists of the world who are up there 69ing each other nonstop. However, down here on the ground, oh, we might go to war with China. We might go to war with Russia. Oh, we might shoot nuclear bombs at each other, man. There might be a nuclear war and fallout with China and Russia. Let me tell you something. This is China's fault. This is on China. China did this. Everything that ever happened to you or me that you consider bad and negative is China's fault. But we're also going to take the Chinese astronauts and team them up with the American astronauts and have them go up and hang out on the space station together. Because in space, we're friends. We're friends in space, bro. Always, forever, best pals in space. 69 each other, circle jerk each other, suck each other off. Wham, bam, thank you, ma'am. All day, every day, 24 hours a day in the International Space Station. Nothing but peace. Nothing but peace. They never have any arguments or fights. They're so gay for each other. They are so freaking gay for each other up there. They never, ever, ever have any arguments or fights ever. The Russian astronauts, the Chinese astronauts, and the Americans love each other. But down here on Earth, let me tell you something. It's China's fault. This was all China's fault. China did this to you, and China did this to me. And let me tell you something. I'm going to make them pay. China's going to pay. Oh, let me tell you something. Oh, but meanwhile, let's go ahead and stick the astronauts together in a tin can in outer space. See, if they wanted to make the story a little more believable, they should have been like, oh, we had to kick the Chinese guys out of, and the Russian guys out of the space station. It's only an American space station now. They should keep the war. If they want us to believe that we're actual enemies, they should make it up there too. They should be like, oh, we had to kick the Chinese guys out and the Russian guys out. They're spies. And we started, they were fighting up there. We had a brawl break out. One of the Chinese guys was making fun of Scott Kelly. We had a brawl break out up there. So we had to separate all of them. We kicked the Chinese guys out. We sent them on a rocket home, and we sent the Russians on a rocket. We're like, get out of here. This space station is for Americans only now. Get on out of here. See, if they did that, that actually would be a story that the sheep would believe and run with. And then that would actually go along with the war narrative here on the ground. You can't have a war narrative here on the ground, and then in space, the astronauts are like, here's my Chinese best friend. I licked his butthole last night. Yay, China! And then on the ground, oh, it's China's fault. Let me tell you, this was a biological weapon. Yeah, right. So stupid. There's so many people who fell for that. So many Cheeto Orange Man lovers who repeat that rhetoric. It was China's fault, Jake. It really was. The same China that's up there inside of the International Space Station, 69ing the Americans. Right. Who else brings that up? Have you noticed no one else brings up that exact comparison except for this guy? Such an easy comparison. War on the ground? Yeah, man, imminent. Russia, China, war is imminent. Up in space? Best pals. Where else are we best pals? Where else besides outer space are we best pals? Antarctica. You know, that ice chunk shrouded in mystery. Antarctica. We're all best pals there too. In fact, we all agreed we're not going to fight over the ice chunk. It's for science only. Hey, you guys cool with only doing science? I swear I won't shoot you if you agree to only do science. Okay, I won't drop a bomb on your face if you agree to only do science. Hey, y'all, we won't drop napalm all over your babies if you agree that we only do science. Okay, it's okay. We're only going to do science down there. You guys agree? Yes. Only science. Agreed. But everywhere else was like bloodshed and wars, right? It's like owning land was always about bloodshed and wars, except for that ice chunk down there, man. We're all best friends. Oh, and then up there in outer space, we're all best friends. So up there, best friends. Antarctica, best friends. But anywhere else is China's fault. Let me tell you what. We're about to go to war with China. China's fault. Yokohama Mike says, great impression. It's okay. I don't do the greatest Orange Man, but I do okay. Here's the trick is you kind of have to have your hands, you have to do this the entire time. This is the move, and you have to have a cadence. You can't say too many words too fast. You can't get too loud. And you have to stop every once in a while, but always make sure keep the hands moving up and down in front of you, open, so people can see you do not have a weapon. You're not here to hurt anybody. You're here to help. Ta-da! You know, I would develop a Joe Biden impression, but the problem is they keep having different imposters play the role of Joe Biden to the point where I just can't get a read on the guy. Like, there's not enough actual personality for me to latch onto. So to try to do Joe Biden, it's like I have to like try to be an old person who stumbles over their speech, and it just doesn't come across right. And then when you watch a different video where he speaks fluently, and it's like it looks like he's wearing a mask, it's like I can't get a vibe for him. I can't get a true vibe, so I can't do a proper impression. So as much as I would like to do the current president and do a smash Creepy Joe, I can't quite find the vibe because I think they have a team of people playing the part. And so it's hard for me to latch on to something that makes him him. Whereas
The last man, the orange man, he had this thing that he would do each time, a cadence and a way of speaking.
It's much easier.
And then, of course, before that, we had George, and we had George, and George before George.
And we also had Obama, who had his cadence too, had his way of speaking to Americans. Now, in this time of desperate need, it is imperative that we speak in a cadence that people are going to relate with. Understand? I haven't done Obama in a while, but when he was president, he had his cadence. So the way that they read their script in a cadence in which they deliver. And so if you can find that timing and then say your words to that timing, that's pretty much how you do these impressions. Angelo Sapp says, hi, Jake. Just saying hello from Sydney, Australia. God bless you. In Jesus' name, bro, and your viewers. And well, thank you very much from down under. So you're upside down up there, bro. So does all the blood rush to your head down there in Australia? I mean, according to science, it would have to. I'm guessing the blood would have to be constantly rushing to your head. But then again, the Australians, they'll say, no, we're standing right side up. It's you Americans who are upside down. You guys are using the wrong map. Harmon Walker says it almost has to be more than one actor playing Biden. It only makes sense. That might sound crazy to other people, but to me, that dude goes from being like a stumbling, dementia-ridden grandpa to being like Christian Bale in a mask, speaking fluently. Now, I can't prove that. But if you could take somebody with the proper body size and the right dimensions, somebody who's got some acting chops, there's some days where he reads his script quite fluently and he speaks in full sentences, and he looks like he's 20 years younger than he looked like 10 years ago, which is weird. It looks like he's 20 years younger today than 10 years ago, than he looked 10 years ago. It's so weird. Like he looked older 10 years ago than he does now. He looks like fucking 20 years younger, if that makes any sense. So there's some days where he stumbles over his words and doesn't make sense. And there's plenty of videos of him out there just failing, trying to speak. And then there's other videos where he puts his sentences together just fine. And he's got like a gleam in his eye and a smile on his face. Well, when he's not wearing his ritualistic shame muzzle. So it's hard for me, like I said, to get a read on him and he doesn't have enough character for me to cling on to anything as far as an impression goes. I need somebody to have character and unique qualities for me to be able to like key in on that and then reproduce it. And I just don't get it from Joe, which lends to my thought that he is being played by an imposter and or a team of imposters. Yokohama Mike says, yes, mama, they do have clones. See, I can't say whether it's clones or whether it's just dudes who can put on his face and read the script and the cadence. I mean, if it can come down to putting on the most realistic Joe mask in the world and then having a little bit of CGI layering and green screen action, that's about all you need, man. And then if you screw up and read something wrong, stumble over your words, people can say, yeah, Joe's old and has dementia. See? Concerned Citizen says, when are you coming to Canada, Jake? I don't know. I don't have a passport, and I'm on a government watch list. I don't even know if they'd let me go. D-Light says, hello from Arkansas. Hello, D-Light. Kratos 420 Gaming says it's hard to get into Canada at the moment. Yeah, I just would want to go just to say I've been and stuff. And I went to the big waterfalls, the Niagara Falls, on my 2017 tour, and I could see across the river Canada on the other side, and there was just a bridge, but I didn't have a passport. And I thought, like, well, can't I just go across just to like eat lunch or something, just to like for the day? It's like, no, you have to have a passport. So I didn't even get to go. But like it's sad that you can look across the river as an American, where you feel like at least I know I'm free, and I'm a privileged American. And then you look across the bridge, and you're like, I want to go over there. Oh no, you can't unless you have a paper with permission. So that felt weird to like want to go, across the water and just go across that bridge right over there. Can I go over there? No, you need permission and a paper. Oh, well, I'm proud to be an American, where at least I know I'm free. But if I want to go to Canada, they have to give permission to me. Because Lord knows if I walked across that bridge and ate lunch in Canada, I might like bring the American flu bug over there and start the next, you know what, demic. If I did go to Canada, I'd want to go like between spring and summer, because once it gets, I don't like being cold. So I don't want to go anywhere when it gets really cold, but when the weather's nice, I wouldn't mind checking it out one day. But again, I just don't know, man. I just don't know. I want to go a lot of places, but then I get indecisive on where I should go next. And then the next day comes, and then the next day comes, and the next day comes, and the next day comes. It's like, when am I going to go? It's like the girl in the chat asking me if I'm going to come to, when am I going to come to Texas? It's like, if I really want to, I could just get in the van and be there in like 2 days. But if I get caught up here in my life, having fun doing whatever, I might not go for 6 months. So it's all about motivation, motivation, motivation. DKO Pack 71 says they have locked Canada down again over this BS. I'm so tired of the lies. Yeah, that's the thing, the uncertainty of places where I haven't been and what the rules are. And then when I get there, that's what scares me the most. Like literally just having anyone stop me and search me is like, nah, I can't do it. So you guys know, like I'm a smoker, toker, joker, midnight toker smoker. And I don't want to get any trouble or hassle, at the border by people who want to like ransack my van and go through and check everything. And I don't want to have any trouble north of the border to where like, they tow away my van or take Rusty away from me. So every move I make, I kind of have to like be strategic about. So when it comes to places like Canada, where I've never been and I don't know the rules or how anal they are, or what they would do if they saw a plate that says California on a van. So I just don't know. I just don't know. And see, just hearing what you guys are saying, see, some of you guys who live in Canada are talking about how it's bad right now. So it's actually been getting better here where I live. So in the United States, I've noticed a trend of like more and more stores not caring about the muzzles, not saying anything anymore. And even in California, where I'm at, there's less and less people enforcing the muzzle rules. And then a lot more people, once they're outside, aren't wearing them. And so it's looking to me like things are getting a little better, and I think that has a lot to do with the psychological effect of people getting the jab. They think, oh, well, I got the jab. A lot of people are getting the jab, so it's more safe now. Whatever, as long as there's more people taking off their muzzle and going out and living life like they used to, that's That's what I'm looking for. And it seems lately there's been a little bit of a turnaround. So it's not as bad as when we first got locked down, but at any moment they could just say, oh, there's a new strain of the boogeyman and it's way worse. Lock it all down again. Gyms closed. Restaurants only can go do takeout only. And the only thing that's essential is McDonald's, Walmart, and Target and Amazon. 10 hut. Now everyone go home and sit, stick your thumb in your butt, and wait for the next stimulus check. We're going to send you like $1,200. Ooh. So sit and wait for the next 6 months. Stick your thumb in your butt. Don't talk to anyone. Social distance and all that good stuff. And then we'll send you a stimulus check for $1,200. Sound like a good deal? So luckily we haven't had any more like lockdowns like that first one. But I try to enjoy each day and live it up because it can change at any moment. It's a wacky world. Yet another reason why you should grab the reins of your life and start living the life you've always wanted to live. Because by the time retirement comes, by the time you're old and gray, if you're not already, it might all be gone. This world might be completely different. So don't live for tomorrow or the future. Live for today, man. I really mean that. I'm not saying go out and spend all your money today or tomorrow, but I am saying don't be afraid to live it up. Don't be afraid to have as much fun as you can today, because tomorrow is not guaranteed. And the elites have a noose on your tomorrow, and they are tightening up that noose on tomorrow. And there's no guarantee that your retirement funds are going to be there, your 401k or any all that stuff, stock market, the crypto market. There's no guarantee on any of it. So you might as well have as much fun as you can now and live the life you've always wanted to live. And that's what I do. And I like to think that I do that harder than most anyone I know. In fact, I live my life to the point where, like, I look at celebrities who have to go along with the mainstream narrative, and I'm like, ha ha ha, you sell out, you pussy. I don't have to go along with the mainstream narrative, and I get to live the life that I want, do what I want. Meanwhile, a mainstream celebrity, they've sold their soul to the devil. They have to go along with the mainstream narrative. So, like, for instance, somebody who's famous, they can't say that they don't like wearing a muzzle. They can't say that they're not going to go get their jab because that might end their career. That might cause, millions of people to stop following them on Twitter and Instagram, and their career could drop off. So the cool thing about being like a smaller independent YouTube minor celebrity is I get to have my own opinions, and I don't have to sell my soul to the devil, and I get to live the life that I want to live and make a little money at the same time doing it. And they say that the American dream is dead. No, sir. You could become Jake the asshole too. All right? So if you want to start setting up your life, you don't have to set it up like mine, but you can set your life up in a way to where you're able to wake up each day, have a fun, interesting day, and at the end of it, feel rewarded and glad that you set your life up that way and look forward to the next day. You can set up that sort of a life. It's not just some storybook bullshit. I live it and breathe it each day to the point where I get bored and I don't know what to do next. I'll wake up and be like, where should I go? Should I go to the ocean and eat mushrooms? Casino and just try to beat them as hard as possible? So it's always a question of what should I do tomorrow? What should I do next? That's a good problem to have. Harmon Walker says you have 139 thumbs up already on this stream. Yeah, that's because periodically I tell people to smash the thumbs, and then I hold the stream hostage with a ceremonial tokish of the bull, and I pretty much force the issue and say, if you don't thumbs up the video, I'm going to shut it down. and that pretty much gets the job done. Danielle Funk in the chat. How you doing, Danielle? Almost forgot to say hi to you. Going back in the chat. All right. So we've been live for about 2 hours. Let's see. Dan Jackson says, when was the last time you did acid? Back in, I want to say last year, October, November, maybe September. So fall of last year. And I realized on that trip that it lasts too long and that I should just stick to mushrooms. Here's what I don't like about acid is like it starts out like really intense and really fun, and I have a really good trip, and then after about 7 or 8 hours, I'm about burnt out and done with it. And then there's like a moment after like the 10, 11 hour mark where I'm like, okay, I'm done. I'm tired. I'd like to go to sleep now, but I can't because I'm wired. So it wires me up for like 20 straight hours, 24 straight hours. So with mushrooms, I can eat like, half an eighth or an eighth. It'll wire me up for 6 to 10 hours, and then it's done. And then it ends. And then I'm actually able to go to sleep. Whereas acid, like, I can feel it like in my body frying me. So it makes me like jittery for like 20 hours. And after like 10, 11 hours, I'm like, okay, enough already. But it's always the first part that's amazing. And like I have always had great trips. So that last part isn't enough to ruin the trip, but it was enough for me to realize that that stuff's kind of hardcore and it does kind of age me. I feel like I've aged 5-10 years after I take it. So I pretty much get a similar psychedelic experience when I eat mushrooms. They're similar, but I like the come down of mushrooms better, and it's more natural. It's just more of a natural substance, psilocybin, and it's really easy to produce and stuff. Whereas like, I don't know where the acid like truly comes from and what truly goes into making it. And I've never made any of it myself. And the whole process is kind of like a total, like kind of a dangerous experiment, especially if you like accidentally splash some on yourself or dosed yourself with hundreds of hits or something on accident. That's scary. Whereas mushrooms, you can't like accidentally like spill an eighth on yourself and then be like, I'm dosed. So I prefer mushrooms because you can just eat like a little micro dose and just feel really good, but not trip the fuck out and have a nice easy come down. Or you can eat like a whole eighth and trip the fuck out, but still not be like grinding your teeth 24 hours like on acid. But having said that, all my psychedelic trips have always been awesome. I've always had so much fun, but I've always made sure to go places that I knew were going to be fun and do things that I knew were going to be fun, hang out with people who I knew were going to be cool. So for instance, I wouldn't drop acid or take mushrooms and then go hang out in the hood at some scary park at night. I would take it and then go to the Santa Cruz Beach Boardwalk and watch Blue Oyster Cult. Now that's a positive situation that I know is scooter ride. Oh, says my connection's unstable. So this last time I went to Santa Cruz, I went on a scooter ride. I took my electric scooter out, and I had my earbuds in, and I had Joe Satriani music playing, which is guitar music. So it's like guitar riffage, cheesy guitar riffs and I was listening to Satriani and going like 20 miles an hour on my electric scooter. And I was like, whoa, this is what it's like to be like good at skateboarding without actually having to be good at skateboarding. I was like ripping around and going all fast and like cruising up and down all these hills. And it's like, man, it's so much easier to skateboard when you don't have to push off on the ground. Skateboarding with an electric motor is so much more fun. Oh, and handlebars. I don't have to worry about falling off and busting my ass. Handlebars in an electric motor make all the difference. I'm pretty much convinced anybody can be a really good skateboarder if they just stick handlebars and an electric motor on the skateboard. And then here's the thing. I came to the conclusion that hoverboards were never going to be a thing. You guys remember on Back to the Future 2 when Marty McFly, Michael J. Fox, he jumped on the hoverboard and you were like, no fucking way. And then you heard like, that's supposed to come out next summer. And then like for like 20 years, I'm like, when's the hoverboard going to finally come out? So I came to the conclusion the hoverboard is never going to come out. The next best thing is the electric scooter. The electric scooter is the hoverboard from Back to the Future 2. That's as close as you're ever going to get. So if you guys have never rode like a nice, fast electric scooter, I recommend it. It's cooler than a motorcycle. It really is. I've rode a motorcycle before. I've rode dirt bikes, four-wheelers. I've drove a six-wheeler. I've drove cars and trucks and a van. And the scooter, being able to whip around quietly on an electric-powered device that you can recharge over and over, it's tits, man. Now, if you go on an electric scooter ride in an awesome place where you have a awesome scenery and the weather's awesome, and you combine all this awesomeness together. So imagine this. You're at the beach and the weather's perfect and you're on a scooter ride on this path and you're on mushrooms and you have Steve Vai and Joe Satriani in your ear like, and you're like, yeah. And then you think to yourself, dude, I almost committed suicide back when I was a depressed teenager and 20-year-old. I'm so glad I didn't do that. 30s are awesome. So yeah, I had a moment where I was like cruising around on my scooter, just so glad to be alive, so glad to be a human in the moment, tripping out, listening to guitar music, and cruising around on my scooter. Perfect weather, perfect everything. And then I thought back, dude, there was a moment where I thought about ending it all. So glad I didn't do that. Oh, and I know there's so much more fun to come. All right, guys. Now, I'm getting hungry, and I've been on here for over 2 hours, so I'm going to go get something to eat, take Rusty out for a walk, who's been patiently waiting. Guys, I love you guys. You're the best damn crowd on YouTube. This life wouldn't be the same without you. Please go watch my latest video over on BitChute. One more time, I'm going to drop the link in the chat. Boom. Make sure to subscribe over there. And I will see you guys next time. All right. Peace.